Now the first thing that I started with is with these two planters, and what I'm going to do is create a stand for my artificial plant. This hanging basket had these hangers, so I went ahead and I removed those. I'm going to be attaching both planters together, and I'm going to be using this multi-purpose cement glue and also some hot glue. I started off first with the hanging basket as my bottom base because it has better stability, because the top planter kind of has like a V angle to it. So I didn't want it to topple over, and I wanted it to be very sturdy. So I decided to use that wider planter as the base. Okay, so here is my plant stand, and as you can see that they're both blue. Well, what I had done is spray painted them once I had glued them together, but I really wasn't crazy about that color, so at the end I went ahead and I changed the color altogether. The next thing that I did is add some of this Dollar Tree nautical rope. I wanted to cover up the gap between both planters, but then I ended up putting it on the bottom and also around the top, and you'll see that in just a moment. And this is how my plant stand turned out. Now I really like it with the blue and white, but at the end, like I mentioned earlier, I spray painted it a different color. Let me know what you think. Do you like it this way or how I changed it up? I'd like to know what you think. This is a spray paint color that I chose to change it to. I'm also going to be using this acrylic paint in the color Burnt Sienna. I'm going to be painting this stick right here, and I found this outside my yard. I could have used a dowel stick, but I wanted this to look as realistic as possible, and that's why I went with this piece of wood stick. Now, as you can see, the piece of wood is very light, and I wanted it to have a little bit more of a brown reddish color, so that's why I went with this color paint. And I'm just gonna give it just one coat of paint, as you see me do right there. I did put some water to it just to water it down and make it look a little bit more transparent. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do is just put some hot glue onto the bottom of the stick, and I'm gonna insert it into the top planter. Now I did fill the planter with some floral foam and some cut up pool noodles. Next, I went ahead and I drilled some holes onto the stick, and these are going to hold the leaves in place once I start to glue them inside the holes. I did have to drill these holes in an angle. So I had this artificial plant that I wasn't using anymore, so what I did is I cut off all the leaves from it, and I decided to use the leaves for this project. Now it does have some smaller leaves, medium, and also larger ones. So I'm going to start with the smaller leaves up at the top and work my way down. To each hole I would add this cement glue, and then I would add some hot glue for fast hold, and then I would put in my leaf. And I just continued to repeat the same steps, just filling out each hole that I had made for my leaves. You're probably asking, why didn't I add more leaves? Well, the thing is, this is the only leaves that I had that were the same. Later on, I will add more leaves if I come across the same print and pattern. And this is how it turned out so far. And here I'm just pointing out that I had added some moss to my stick. I'm sorry I don't have the video to that, but all I did is put some hot glue and some moss. Lastly, I'll be using these landscape rocks to fill my planter. Of course, you can use whatever you have on hand, such as Dollar Tree rocks or moss. I think any of these will look nice. I just happen to have these rocks in my yard at the moment. I'm all about saving money where I can and decorating on a budget. If this is your first time here in my channel, this is basically what I do, is just create DIYs on a budget. So if this is something that you're interested, please subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. You guys, I really love how this plant turned out. I absolutely love it. Like I said earlier, I know it needs more leaves, and if I come across more leaves, I will be adding some more. But this is just something I wanted to share with you, how easy it is to make something like this for your home. Now, this is not made to be outside. This is going to be inside. Of course, if you wanted to make it an outside yard decor, then you would have to use super glue for everything instead of hot glue. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And until my next video, bye-bye and God bless.